Good morning. Welcome to Facebook, bright and early on a Thursday. I'm going to give us a few minutes for everyone to get on and join. If you are here, go ahead and let me know where you're viewing from. And I know when Hannah Acosta is on here, she's always talking about her tea or coffee, whatever she got. Mine is definitely not that exciting. I have water from my faucet. So definitely not exciting. Hey, Andrea, how are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, so when you jump on, say hello, let me know you're here, and then let me know where you're viewing from. It's a great day for the office, Andrea, isn't it? Sunshiny outside, close to the weekend. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? All right, we're gonna give everybody a little bit more time to jump on. How's Texas weather for you, Bobby? Did you survive the storms and stuff? Hey, Lydia, welcome. We'll just give everybody a couple more before we go ahead and start sharing the screen here. So I'm excited because I don't think we've ever talked about search engine optimization on an Ugly Mug platform before. So this is going to be a great opportunity to introduce SEO to y'all and introduce how we're doing it at Ugly Mug Marketing. Excellent, Bobby. That's great. I'm glad you're all safe and fared well. Doesn't that make, Andrea, that makes such a difference whenever your office is a cool place to go. That's why I like our office so much. And if you've never been to our office, go check out our pictures on Facebook, or we probably have some on Instagram too, just so you can like see the vibe that's here. It's so much fun. And if you're in town, stop by. We'd love to have you see it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, there we go. So like I just said, this is, I believe, I could be wrong, so Wayne will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first time from an Ugly Mug platform that we're talking about search engine optimization. So today is an introduction. I want to walk through some basics of it, what it is, what it means for your company, and all of that. Hey, Arthur, welcome. As you're jumping on, let me know, say hello, tell me where you're from. And then I do have some more questions here for you. So keep this interaction going. We want this throughout the whole live. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Like I said, my name is Mara. I am originally from Pennsylvania. I came down here to Louisiana, ironically enough, because of Hurricane Katrina. And to make this a very, very short story, I came down a couple years after to help rebuild, found a school down here that I liked, and I came down here for school and then stayed. So I've been at Ugly Mug for 4 years, and this is the first time, I believe, that I'm branching out a little bit from the website department. So search engine optimization definitely has to do with your website. But it's there's a little bit more to it besides just the design and implementation of a website. So that's why I'm jumping on here to introduce this search engine optimization, what it is, and what it looks like for your company. Before we get started though, you can see here in my picture, I am in the snow. Like I said, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I love the winter. I want to hear what y'all's favorite vacation spots are. So go ahead, put it in the comments. What's your go-to vacation? Is it beach? Is it mountains? Do you like camping? Are you a resort type of person? Let me know. Go ahead, throw it in the comments. Oh, you're from Slidell, Arthur. That's great. I've been there a couple times. So let me know, put it in the comments, what's your go-to vacation spot? Hey, Brandy, beach. There we go, getting up on summer weather. Coming here shortly. If I had to choose between beach and mountains, mine would probably be the mountains, but that's because I love to hike. So usually the hiking trails are in the mountains. There are a few that are in the beaches or around beaches. Ah, favorite destination was Africa. Wow. Okay, so what'd you do in Africa? I've always wanted to go on a safari because I love photography, like you do, but I want to take pictures of those incredible animals out in the wild. I think that would be fun. Florida, there you go. Is it because of the beaches, Arthur? That's awesome. Okay. So I love seeing all of this. Let me know your favorite vacation spot. If you have any great tips for new hiking places, put those comments. I'm always accepting those. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get started with your website. So Arthur's a beach guy too. That's awesome. All right. So before we talk about what SEO is, this question is probably one of the biggest reasons why people are interested in search engine optimization. So they come either to us or we hear it through them talking to other people. And it says, the question is your website a waste of money and time? So I'm asking you this question, but we oftentimes get the reverse. So people come to us because they feel like their website isn't doing anything for them, or it took way too long and they have nothing to show for it, right? So those are the biggest things that people come to us with. And I'm going to come back to this in a second, but just because you have a website doesn't mean people are going to come to it. So I'm going to come back to that, and we'll just jump right along here. Okay, so you have a website, perfect. 68% of online experiences begin with a search engine. So that means that 32% of people who are going online know what they're looking for. They know the web address they're going to. They know all of that information. So that leaves 68% of people available, right? That's a large quantity of prospects that you could have who don't necessarily know where they're going at that exact moment. Andrea, that is so cool that you volunteered with a nonprofit. That is so neat. Awesome. If you're just joining us, go ahead and tell me your name, say hello, tell me where you're watching from. And if you have a favorite vacation spot, let me know as well. We are just getting started with search engine optimization, what it is, what it means for your company. Okay, so like I said, people come to us saying that their website was a waste of money, it took too long. So I want to walk through some misconceptions about your website. This is what people assume from their websites when they get it started. So right here, number one, only online businesses need a website. So people think if I have a brick and mortar store, I don't need a website. I'm good. Let's stop that right now because we know what 2000 and let's see, when did COVID come through? 2020 did for all of the companies that only had brick and mortar stores. If you had a website, it put you an edge above. If you didn't, you were backtracking or trying to come up with ideas quickly to get a website online so that people could still find you. So misconception number one, only online businesses need a website. Completely false. You need a website to have that online presence, even if you have a brick and mortar store or a brick and mortar office. Misconception number two, if your website looks good, you'll start making sales. So if you, I don't know if, it's probably been a long time since someone has explained why we are called Ugly Mug Marketing, but this ties directly into this misconception number two. We're called Ugly Mug Marketing because it doesn't matter to us if the if what we're looking for or what we're creating isn't the prettiest, as long as it gets results. So I'm simplifying. There's a much better way of saying that, I'm sure. And Dan's watching. So if Dan, you have a nicer way of saying it, please go ahead and put it in the comments. But basically, the important part is getting results, right? And so if you're getting results and your website looks great, perfect. But just because your website looks good does not mean you'll get results. So that's misconception number 2, that if I have a good looking website, I'll automatically get sales. It's not true. Not necessarily. Misconception number 3, once your website is up, the work is done. This is extremely common, and I'm constantly telling our website clients that just because we've launched the website does not mean the process is over. So misconception number 3, website is up, it's done, I don't have to do anything with it. Keep that in mind as we're going through the rest of today's webinar. Hey Tracy, welcome from Texas. That's awesome. Just going somewhere fun is a great vacation. I agree with that. And then Dan did put in the nicer way of saying what I just said. So if you go look in the comments, you can see it there. Hey, Brittany, welcome. Favorite location is Tampa and Grind. It's a great environment, plus it has coffee. So I get that. Okay, and then the last misconception here is once your website is online, you'll automatically attract visitors. So this one and the second one, you'll start making sales, go hand in hand. Just because you have a website does not mean you're gonna attract visitors or you're gonna start making sales. So that's why we're all here today. One of these sticks out to you, is more relatable to you and your company. So let's talk through what needs to be done from here. So we talked about those misconceptions, what it looks like, and this is the one I want to emphasize the most, because this is what we get internally from our clients. Just because you have a website does not mean you will get people coming to your website who are ready to buy. That is why we are talking about search engine optimization. That's why it's important for your company, because just because you have it doesn't mean it's going to do anything. A couple of weeks ago, I posted something up on Facebook. It was a post about tools, like hand tools, and how hand tools relates to websites. And that ties directly in right here. So your website is a tool, and it needs to be used as such. If you have a hammer and you don't use it to hammer in nails, you use it to prop up a sofa or something, it's not being used the way it should be, so therefore it won't work effectively. That's your website. If you're not using your website the way it needs to be used to reach your or your company's goals, it's not effective. So therefore your website is a waste of time and money. Let's talk about the SEO. Let's talk about what it is, what it means for your company, and how you can take that tool that you created and use it effectively. All right. Brittany likes the good vibes and coffee from Tampa and Grind. Yes, I agree with that. Not a coffee person. Like I said at the beginning, when Hannah Costa does her live, she goes and shows her coffee or her tea or coffee drink and explains it, and it's this big long name. Today is sponsored by water. I have water here. Go ahead and let me know your favorite drinks though. Yeah, okay. So what is SEO? Search engine optimization. Let's break it down. Search engine optimization is the process of positioning your website to rank highly in search results. So there's a couple different things that people think of when they hear SEO. So we kind of want to narrow down that thought and make sure it's going in the right direction. So when you go to a website, you go to Google and you're searching for something, usually the top 3 or 4 spots have ad written next to them. That is not what we're talking about right now. We're not talking about that. We are talking about the organic building of the foundation to bring your website to the front top position on the first page or first page in general. So we're not talking about ads, pay per click. We're not talking about that, buying a spot. We're talking about building a foundation for your spot, your website's positioning. So that's what today is about. Anytime you have questions, please go ahead and throw them in the chats. Like I said, Dan is on here, so he'll be able to help me out with answering those. Brittany says water is great too. Yeah, I love water. Okay, so why is SEO important? I'm going to answer this question by asking you 3 different questions. One of the things that Wayne does often with us here in the office is if we come to him with a question, he rephrases that question in a question back to us. And it's not to throw the blame or responsibility on somebody else. It's to help us think. So I'm going to do that right here. Why is SEO important? Let's answer these 3 questions. What makes you different from your competitors? And if you have answers, go ahead and throw them in the chat. Let's talk through this. What makes you stand out or different from your competitors? There's got to be something that is different, and not just what you think, but what is actually true. Because sometimes we think more highly of ourselves than we should. But what is something tangible that makes you different from your competitors? One thing here at Ugly Mug Marketing that we take pride in, that we strive to get better at every single day, is our interaction with our clients. So whether that's how we answer a phone, how fast we respond to an email, those are aspects of how our clients view us. So that is something that we strive to make different compared to others in the same industry. We try to do that as well and continually growing. So that's one of the ways that makes us different. Let's see, Brandy, your customer service and personal styling. Yes, I love your personal styling. That is super helpful. So if I'm going into Brandy's store and I have no clue what to wear, her and her team are there to help me. I'm like, hey, this is going to look great on you. This goes well with this. Let me just pick out your closet. So Brandy, that's an excellent note there. So think about that. If you don't have an answer right now, that's okay. Think about what makes you different from your competitors. Question number 2, what are your potential clients looking for? So not necessarily your current clients, not the people who have already paid you money, but people who could pay you money, potential. What are they looking for? Do you know? Sometimes this is a harder question to answer than that first one. Yeah, Brittany just commented about attracting donors and volunteers. Yes, so anytime I say sales or buyers or anything like that, translate it into your language for sure. So attracting donors, attracting volunteers, you're still trying to get potential clients or donors to do something for you. So yes, that's an excellent note. If you're on here and your company does not sell anything, you're a nonprofit, or you're just trying to get people to sign up for an event or to go volunteer for something, translate that into your language that you use internally for sure. Okay, so what are your potential clients looking for? If I go and give you an example from Ugly Mug again, I said this earlier, is lots of people come to us saying, my website is a waste of money, or I can't do anything with my website, help us, right? So we've tracked that over, well, I've been here for 4 years, so it's been at least that amount of time where we know kind of what people are looking for before they get to us? So that's question number 2. What are your potential clients looking for? And then the last question here is, how are you being found? To answer this question, I'm going to ask you another one. Do you have Google Analytics? If you don't have Google Analytics, that is the very first step. Get Google Analytics set up on your website so that you can start seeing hard data coming from your website telling you, hey, 50% of them are coming from Facebook or social media, and 20% of them are coming from direct searches. And then the cool part with Google Analytics is it'll even tell you what searches people are using to find your website. So that's kind of cool too. But these 3 questions absolutely have to be answered in this whole process of figuring out, does my website or does my company need to take advantage of search engine optimization? So answer these 3 questions. We are giving away today, side note, we're giving away today a free SEO audit. So I'm going to be adding in the link to that here very shortly. Usually this website audit is around $225, but today we want to give it to you for free because we know like this is super important. So when I put that link in here, go ahead, fill out that link, get your audit, but take these 3 questions and answer, like take time to answer them for your company. Because just because you did the audit, yes, it has incredible information on it. I'm so excited for y'all to see it. Tracy wants it. When you do that audit, you'll get very, very valuable information on what your ranking is for your website, what keywords are being utilized, how your design fits, if your design helps your search engine optimization or if it takes away from it. It'll talk about site speed, all of that. There is tons of information in this audit. But I want y'all to not just do the audit, but I want you to answer these 3 questions too. So if you fill out that audit information, I'll go ahead and send y'all these 3 questions because they're incredibly important. Okay, so I think I mentioned this at the beginning. I may have not, but yes, I did. When I was saying your website needs to be an effective tool. Okay, so you have a tool. How do you know if it's working for you? You have to have results, right? If you are not getting results, what you're doing is obviously not either being used correctly, not working, is the wrong direction, something like that. So if we're trying to measure how many new sales we get on our website or new donors you get to sign up, right? And you're doing all these things, but you don't actually have the hard data that says this many people visited my website or this many people called using the click to call option on my website. If you don't have that information, how do you know if you're being successful or if your website or your marketing is successful? So you have to have results. And one thing that we take seriously here at Ugly Mug is being able to show those results as well. So our search engine optimization plans, all of them include the monthly reporting. If you've ever worked with a social media department here, very detailed reports on all of your ads, how your money was used, all of that information. That is super important to know. So if you currently have SEO on your website and you're not getting some sort of recap or numbers information, basically you're not seeing the results that you need to be seeing, make sure you ask somebody about that. Or when we share this link for the audit, take the audit and see where you're at, just so you have some sort of fast, hard and fast numbers to go with it, basically. So SEO is often talked about, and it's this ambiguous term that people don't know what other people are talking about when they're doing it. We want to change that. We want there to be results that you can see, visibly see, not just on a piece of paper, but visibly see with your website. So that's why we wanted to share today this audit. Like I said earlier, usually it's I think $220 some, 25 maybe, but we want to give it to you for free. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the link, got to pull it up here, into the chat. That way y'all can go ahead and start filling that out. Okay, so it's added in the chat. Let me know if y'all can't see it, and I'll send it to Dan, and then he can add it in. But basically what it is, and I'll go ahead and move my face here so that you can see it all. It's going to include an on-page SEO score. So it's going to give you the score of your website. This is in an alphabetical score. So kind of like those tests you used to take in school. Did you fail? Did you get an F or did you get an A? So all of this information is going to be on the report that you get when you fill out that form. So you get your SEO score, you get your keyword rankings, where you are compared to others. You get all of your backlink information, how strong that is, domain rating. This is how Google rates your domain. This score is out of 100. You're welcome, Carol. Glad you got it. Everyone else, go ahead and start filling out that form so you can see what your SEO audit is for your company's website. Your performance results are also going to be on that audit. There's going to be recommendations of what you need to include or change up to make it stronger for your website. So that link is in the comments. Go ahead and check it out. We want to be here for y'all. We want to help you through this whole thing. So I know this is an introductory SEO. What is it? Why should you have it? Conversation, but we don't want it to stop here. So you have my information. It's right there on this screen. Email me directly. Call me. Call Dan. It's the same phone number for Dan and I. You just get to choose who you want to talk to. So reach out to us. Let us know how we can continue this conversation with you. We want your tool, your website, to be used effectively for you. So give us a call, shoot us an email, fill out that form for the free SEO audit. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your questions. Let us know how we can help. All right. So if you fill out that form, I'm going to go ahead and share those top 3 questions with you as well. What you should be asking about your company, even prior to doing search engine optimization. Just so that you can have those, be thinking through them, thinking through how it's going to affect what you do with SEO. So, all right, look at me, under 30 minutes. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. Thanks, Brittany. Thanks, Arthur, Carol, Andrea. Let's see who else was here. Tracy, Brandy. I think that's everybody. Oh, and Bobby. Thank y'all so much for joining. Like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. Lydia, thank you so much. You have my email. Well, I'll go ahead and throw it in here too, just in case. But it is my name at uglymugmarketing.com. Jeremy, you got a C. But you know what? That's okay, because now you have a starting place on what can be improved and how you can get that A. So that's awesome that you have that answer. Call us, call Dan, talk to him about what we can do to get that to be an A. All right. Thank y'all so much. Let me throw my email in here. So that's my email. Dan's is the exact same thing except his name, Dan, at uglymugmarketing.com. So let us know your questions. Let us know your thoughts. And if you have any great hiking recommendations, you can email those to me as well. All right. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Bye.